ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Namaste, all of you. Welcome back to our continuing study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha from the pages of Poojya Swamiji's, Poojya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's Geetha home study course. In these sessions, we are together exploring chapter 17 of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha, titled Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yogaha. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yogaha. The three types of Shraddha classified based on the three gunas: Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, and Tamo Guna. We must recall here what Swami Paramarthananda says. He says there are 5 topics that are covered throughout the study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha, and they are Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti, and Sadgunaha. These are the 5 topics that are covered throughout the study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha. While Jnana Yoga is the Sakshat Karanam for gaining Jnanam, and through Jnanam Moksha, although Jnana Yoga is the Sakshat Karanam and the most important Karanam, the other 4, namely Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Bhakti, and Sadgunaha, are the supportive factors, the Sahakari Sadhanani, the supporting factors. While Jnana Yoga is impossible without the supporting factors, merely holding on to the supporting factors will not help us achieve moksha. The supporting factors have done their bit only if our effort culminates in moksha. Otherwise, they are of no use. They have a certain purpose to serve. One of the supporting factors is Sadgunaha. Sadgunaha, the topic of Sadgunaha cultivating the Daivi Sampats, cultivating Shraddha, cultivating a Satviki disposition in all that we do, in an atmosphere of bhakti. Maintaining an atmosphere of bhakti is critical for the success of all the other four sadhanas: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and Sadgunaha. So, Sadgunas must be cultivated diligently in an atmosphere of bhakti. And cultivating the cultivation of Sadgunas is given a lot of importance in our Shastras. Krishna makes a repeated mention of these Sadgunas right from the beginning, from chapter 2, in the Sthita Prajna Lakshanani. Although he describes the nature of a Sthita Prajna, who is a Jnani, the Sthita Prajna characteristics should serve as the sadhanams or sadhanani for ajnanis. The gunas that come naturally to a sthita prajna, to a jnani, must be cultivated diligently by all ajnanis, says Lord Krishna right at the beginning in chapter 2. And then in chapter 12, from shlokas 13 to 20, Lord Krishna talks about the Parabhakta Lakshanani. Parabhakta Lakshanani. Again, Parabhakta, Sthita Prajna, Gunatita, they're all synonymous with a Jnana Nishtha, a Brahmagyani, a Brahmanishtha, Atmanishtha. Again, the Parabhakta Lakshanani serve as guiding stars for Ajnanis to take note of and cultivate in themselves those characteristics that come naturally to a parabhakta. Then in the 13th chapter, Krishna lists out 20 virtues, beginning from amanitvam, adambhitvam, 20 virtues which he calls jnanam. Etad jnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadaton yatha. He calls those 20 virtues jnanam. Why? Because they serve as the foundation. They serve as the stepping stones for jnana yoga. Important sahakari sadhanam for jnana yoga. And then we find that this mention is made somewhere or the other in every chapter. One has to dig for such signs. In chapters 16 and 17, Krishna very clearly lays out the Sadgunas once again. At the beginning of chapter 16, in shlokas 1, 2, and 3, Krishna lists out 26 Daivi Sampats, which, when cultivated, will establish a predominantly Satviki orientation, a disposition in ourselves. So in chapter 16, Krishna contrasts the Daivi Sampats with the Asuri Sampats. Daivi Sampats to be diligently cultivated and Asuri Sampats to be eschewed, eliminated from our personalities ASAP. Then, in the present chapter, although it is titled Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga, Krishna not only answers Arjuna's question about the three types of Shraddhas, three kinds of faiths based on the three gunas, Krishna additionally talks about four more topics, bonus topics, from the standpoint of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And those topics are Ahara, Yajna. Ahara means food, Yajna means rituals or worship. Tapas is all kinds of austerities. And Danam, all forms of charity, all looked at from a Satviki, Rajasa, and Tamasi disposition. Tamasika disposition, Rajasika disposition, and Tamasika disposition. Satviki, Rajasika, and Tamasika dispositions. We have covered the topics of Ahara, Yajna, and a little bit of tapas that Krishna explained from the three types of karanams that are used for tapas, namely kayika, vachika, and manasam tapas. The three instruments used for tapas. This we looked at up to Shloka 16. Now, from Shloka 17, we will look at the tapas, the value of tapas from the angle of the three gunas. From the angle of the three gunas. We will now begin our study of Shloka 17, in which Lord Krishna talks about Satvika tapas. I will recite the shloka and then we will take our study forward. Shloka 17, Satvika tapas. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatrividham naraihi aphalakankshibhiryuktaihi Satvikam parichakshate. Tat trividham tapas. That threefold tapas. Aphala kankshibhihi. Threefold tapas. Aphala kankshibhihi naraihi. By people who have no expectation of results other than mental purity. Yuktaihi. Yuktaihi. Who are composed. Who are composed. Paraya Shraddhaya. Paraya Shraddhaya. With total Shraddha. With total Shraddha. Taptam. Observed. Satvikam. Satvika. Parichakshate. They call. That threefold tapas, observed with total Shraddha by people who have no expectation of results other than mental purity and who are composed, is called Satvika. That threefold tapas, observed with total Shraddha by people who have no expectation of results other than mental purity and who are composed, is called Satvika. We will look at the commentary on this important and wonderful shloka in the upcoming capsules and take our study forward. Hari Om.